There's a beautiful person, and I'm going to share his story. Once in class, we watched a film called Rwanda. Um, just like the Holocaust, it is a film about genocide, the Rwandan genocide. Completely preventable genocide. One group of people decided to murder another group of people. It started out from colonialism and then racism, and a lot of people got killed by the thousands, tens of thousands. And the guy who visited my school was one of the United Nations peacekeepers. And right now, when people talk about foreign intervention, they mean about government toppling, bombing civilians with depleted uranium and other toxic weapons, and killing everybody in the territory that someone wants captured so that they can build a pipeline or install a puppet president. Destroying democracy, destroying lives, just utter destruction. For oil or rare earth metals. So, this guy was a guard, and these guys had pistols. Pistols meant to last like 5-minute firefights, and they were they didn't have the firepower, they didn't have the manpower to protect these innocent civilians who were getting targeted just because they had a different skin color. And the UN forces were told to evacuate. There were no reinforcements. United Nations said, we're pulling out. And they pulled out, and all the people they were guarding probably died. Every day risking your life to guard people, and then your reinforcements don't come. This is what a peacekeeper is. Um, a lot of cops dream about being heroes of justice, protecting the weak, chivalrous ideals, knights of the round table. A peacekeeper should be someone who protects the peace, not through violence, but through bravery and compassion. So, I think foreign interventions should be led by United Nations coalitions. And this guy, in his speech, he believed that the United Nations was a group of countries that had united together. Because what are countries? What are borders, really? So, everyone around the world, the leaders from around the world, uniting together to prevent another Holocaust from happening, to prevent war crimes, genocide, to say, these are the rules of warfare, and don't commit genocide, don't massacre innocents. And this guy still believes in that. And there was I just wonder what happened. Cuz one day he was going to pick up his translator, and his translator's family lived in a house, and the house was being targeted. So he goes to pick up the translator and his family, and he walks in the front door, and his translator dead, machete wounds. The translator's wife, dead, machete wounds. And there's this guy with his pants down who was fucking the corpse of their daughter. And the guy is saying he doesn't know whether he should have shot the person or not. But he shouted at this guy just as angrily, and he wanted to kill the guy. he couldn't bring him to detention. They didn't have any detention facilities. They couldn't imprison this guy, this murderer, this he just killed 3 people and raped their daughter. And um caught in the act with his pants down, raping the corpse of this daughter. And yeah, do you do you pull the trigger? And this guy, captain of his force, he saw the guy was there was nothing that this murderer could have done to fight back. It was as easy as pulling the trigger, and the murderer would have died. But he didn't pull the trigger, and he decided I, he didn't pull the trigger, and to this day he's not sure whether he should have pulled the trigger or not. And I wonder what happened to the guy. Did he regret his actions? Did he did he have guilt over, like, if you're gonna rape someone, you clearly like them to some extent. Did he have guilt over murdering that girl? Over murdering her family? Um, over over I'm not gonna make a pun. So, did anything good come of that, or should he have died on the spot? I d d It's up to that murderer to decide whether this peacekeeper's mercy was the right action or not. If it had been during a battle, they would have been shooting each other or hitting each other, to the death. But the murder had been done. The peacekeeper had no way of punishing this guy. He shouted at him, gave him a tongue lashing, but he didn't kill the guy. And so the question he asked the students was, "Did I do the right thing?" And he ended his talk by saying, uh, "A coalition is a beautiful word." And so now I'm sharing his story.